Living in Australia. Australia is unquestionably one of the greatest locations to live. However, it, like any other nation, has its own set of customs, culture, and ways of doing things that may differ from those of a student's own country and necessitate some studying and acclimating to. We've included some information on living in Australia to assist students in planning ahead and adjusting to life in Australia. Prior to arriving, students are highly recommended to make arrangements for their lodging. On-campus housing, homestays, and off-campus living, private rentals, are the three most common alternatives to housing. Australia is a safe and secure country with strong democratic traditions and a strong sense of social responsibility. You can live a safe and secure life in Australia with the freedom to voice your thoughts and to practice and express your religious or political beliefs. Students may obtain information about a school's housing choices, as well as the deadline for submitting a residence application, on the school's website or by contacting the school directly. To make their transition smoother, many foreign students and out-of-town domestic students prefer to live in residence during their first year rather than establishing off-campus accommodations. The majority of campus homes are furnished and include housekeeping and food. On-campus residence is a fantastic opportunity for students to meet new people and immerse themselves in the Australian college or university experience in a safe and controlled setting. The homestay program is another excellent opportunity to meet native Australians. Students can also reside with an Australian family that will act as their host. A professional agency screens the host household. The Australian Homestay Network is a well-known organisation. There are several more possibilities available to students. Students also have the option of renting an apartment or a room outside of school. Some schools have services that help students find a place, known as off-campus housing assistance. Students can find housing on websites like Student Housing Australia, Flatmates and Gumtree, or by searching on Facebook. For temporary accommodations, students can also consider staying at a hotel or Airbnb, many of which offer discounts for extended stays. Please note that this is an expensive option and should only be used as a last resort. Transportation is a major consideration when deciding where to reside. If a student plans to live off-campus, they should carry out the necessary study to verify that the journey to and from university would be convenient. Australia has a well-developed public transit infrastructure that makes getting about the city easier for students and other commuters. Every major city in Australia has a dependable and economical public bus system. Commuters in and around the 5 major suburban cities of Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Perth are also served by train lines. Trams, ferries, and light rails are also available for longer distance travel in some of the major cities. Because Australia has such an extensive network of roads and motorways, most sites can be reached by automobile across considerable distances. The majority of automobiles have steering wheels on the right side, and Australians drive on the left side of the road. Driving rules and licenses are controlled at the state level in Australia and might vary from state to state. Some regions require students to have a valid international driver's license in addition to their existing foreign driver's license. Other states require students to provide their current foreign driver's license as well as an official English translation of their license. Students can only drive cars that their international driver's license enables them to drive, and they must adhere to any requirements included on their international driver's license. Prior to getting on the road, students should always check the transportation website for the states in which they will be driving to confirm that they satisfy all of the license criteria. Due to Australia's large size, people often travel between major cities and states by aeroplane. All main cities have airports with regularly scheduled flights to and from many places. Some of the most popular Australian airlines include Qantas, Air New Zealand, Virgin Australia, Jetstar Airways, Tiger Air, and Fiji Airways. The Australian dollar, a UD, is the country's currency. $1 is made up of 100 cents. There are 5 different denominations of Australian dollar notes: $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100. The denominations of the coins are 5C, 10C, 20C, 50C, $1 and $2. In stores and supermarkets, prices are rounded up or down to the closest 5 cents. For example, an item listed at $1.97 would cost $1.95, yet an item priced at $1.99 would cost $2. Although cash is accepted in practically all situations, debit and credit cards have become the more popular payment methods for all purchases due to their ease. Checks are typically used for substantial sums of money, such as rent and utility payments. In addition to paying bills and doing other activities, internet banking is frequently used. Many post-secondary universities also provide tuition and account payment alternatives through internet banking. A student can set up their bank account before arriving in Australia by completing the online application on the bank's website up to 3 months before their arrival date. Upon arrival, students can book an appointment with their local branch to prove their identity and access their account. Students' passport and a proof of permanent address, such as on a utility bill or a tenancy agreement, is usually required. The 4 biggest banks in Australia, with plenty of local branches across the country, are National Australia Bank, NAB, Australia New Zealand Bank, ANZ, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, Westpac Banking Corporation. Students can access quality internet and mobile phone service in Australia. Wi-Fi internet is available across campuses, accessible to students through their college or university email account, which they will create once they enroll at the institution. The majority of people living in Australia use a mobile phone as their primary communication device. However, some people still use landline phones at their residence. Students can bring a cell phone with them from their home country or purchase a new one in Australia. There are several alternatives on and off campus, ranging from grocery shopping to takeout. Students can readily buy food and personal care products in most neighborhoods' grocery stores and supermarkets. Students may also dine and buy at a range of ethnic restaurants, specialized stores, and supermarkets to stock up on their favorite foods and keep in touch with their culture. Sports are very popular among Australians, both to play and to watch. Rugby, cricket, Australian football, tennis, and netball are all popular sports in Australia. Cricket Australia, the Australian Football League, the National Rugby League, Super Rugby, Football Federation Australia, the National Basketball League, Netball Australia, and Baseball Australia are all professional sports teams in Australia. Universities and colleges also have sporting clubs and facilities on campus for students interested in playing sports. Institutions do not commonly have professional teams or competitions with each other. Australia is one of the most peaceful and safest countries globally, but regrettably incidents can happen anywhere. International students should follow the same common-sense safety precautions as they would anywhere in the world. Australians welcome international students with open arms, and hundreds of thousands of international students study in Australia happily and safely. However, it is natural to feel homesick from time to time. Australian educational institutions provide a variety of support services to help you have a pleasant and stress-free study experience. Language and academic support, designated international student advisors, on-arrival reception and orientation programs, student housing, employment services, prayer and worship rooms, on-campus banking, shopping and food outlets, and clubs, societies, and sport and fitness facilities are just a few of the services available. Many events are available on campus to assist foreign students in getting to know one another, making friends, and exploring their new city and country. Hope this video was useful. If you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend. Remember, we have other videos on our channel for you to check out. Just click on it and enjoy. At Migration Point, we have assisted many families to move to their country of choice. If you are exploring immigration opportunities, contact us to book a free, comprehensive consultation with one of our seasoned consultants.